Principles of the Baha'i Faith. The principles of the Baha'i Faith were established by Baha'u'llah, the founder of the faith, in the latter half of the 19th century and promulgated by his son, Abdul Baha, during a tireless 29-year ministry. While on an historic teaching trip throughout the United States and Canada in 1912, Abdul Baha explained Baha'u'llah's teachings to audiences of infinitely varied backgrounds. Many of his talks illustrate discussions of the Baha'i principles, including the oneness of mankind, the universal peace upheld by a world government, independent investigation of truth, the common foundation of all religions, the essential harmony of science and religion, equality of man and woman, elimination of prejudice of all kinds, universal compulsory education, a spiritual solution to economic problems, a universal auxiliary language. The explanation of these principles in the sections following are excerpts from the public talks of Abdul Baha in America in 1912, published in the Promulgation of Universal Peace. The oneness of mankind. A fundamental teaching of Baha'u'llah is the oneness of the world of humanity. Addressing mankind, he says, "Ye are all leaves of one tree and the fruits of one branch." By this, it is meant that the world of humanity is like a tree. The nations or peoples are the different limbs or branches of that tree, and the individual human creatures are as the fruits and blossom thereof. What incalculable benefits and blessings would descend upon the great human family if unity and brotherhood were established. In this century, when the beneficent results of unity and the ill effects of discord are so clearly apparent, the means for the attainment and accomplishment of human fellowship have appeared in the world. Universal peace upheld by world government. The world is in greatest need of international peace. Until it is established, mankind will not attain composure and tranquility. It is necessary that the nations and governments organize an international tribunal to which all their disputes and differences shall be referred. The decisions of that tribunal shall be final. Independent investigation of truth. God has given man the eye of investigation by which he may see and recognize truth. He has endowed man with ears that he may hear the message of reality, and conferred upon him the gift of reason by which he may discover things for himself. This is his endowment and equipment for the investigation of reality. Man is not intended to see through the eyes of another, hear through another's ears, nor comprehend with another's brain. Each human creature has individual endowment, power, and responsibility in the creative plan of God. The common foundation of all religions. The foundation of all the divine religion is one. All are based upon reality. Reality does not admit plurality. Yet amongst mankind there have arisen differences concerning the manifestations of God. Some have been Zoroastrians, some are Buddhists, some Jewish, Christians, Muslims, and so on. This has become a source of divergence, whereas the teachings of the holy souls who founded the divine religions are one in essence and reality. All these have served the world of humanity. All have guided souls to the attainment of perfections. But among the nations, certain imitations of ancestral forms of worship have arisen. These imitations are not the foundations and essence of the divine religions, inasmuch as they differ from the reality and essential teachings of the manifestations of God. Dissensions have arisen and prejudice has developed. Religious prejudice has become the cause of warfare and battle. If we abandon these time-worn blind imitations and investigate reality, all of us will be unified. No discord will remain. Antagonism will disappear. All will associate in fellowship. All will enjoy the cordial bonds of friendship. The world of oneness will then attain composure. The dark and gloomy clouds of blind imitations and dichotic variations will be scattered and dispelled. The sun of reality will shine most gloriously. The essential harmony of science and religion. Religion must conform to science and reason, otherwise, it is superstition. God has created man in order that he may perceive the variety of existence and endowed him with mind or reason to discover truth. Therefore, scientific knowledge and religious belief must be conformable to the analysis of the divine faculty in man. Equality of man and woman. There must be an equality of rights between man and woman. Women shall receive an equal privilege of education. This will enable them to qualify and progress in all degrees of occupation and accomplishment. For the world of humanity possesses two wings, man and woman. If one wing remains incapable and defective, it will restrict the power of the other, and full flight will be impossible. Therefore, the completeness and perfection of the human world is dependent upon equal development of these two wings. Elimination of prejudice of all kinds. Prejudice of all kinds, whether religious, racial, patriotic, or political, are destructive of divine foundation in man. All the warfare and bloodshed in human history have been the outcome of prejudice. This earth is one home and native land. God has created mankind with equal endowment and right to live upon the earth, as a city is the home of all the inhabitants, although each may have his individual place or residence therein. So the earth's surface is the one wide native land or home for all the races of humankind. Universal compulsory education. Inasmuch as ignorance and lack of education are barriers of separation among mankind, all must receive training and instruction. Through this provision, the lack of mutual understanding will be remedied and the unity of mankind furthered and advanced. Universal education is a universal law. It is therefore incumbent upon every father to teach and instruct his children according to his possibilities. If he is unable to educate them, the body politic, the representative of the people, must provide the means for their education. A spiritual solution to economic problems. Among the results of the manifestation of spiritual forces will be that the human world will adapt itself to a new social form. The justice of God will become manifest throughout human affairs, and human equality will be universally established. The poor will receive a great bestowal, and the rich attain eternal happiness. For although at the present time the rich enjoy the greatest luxury and comfort, they are nevertheless deprived of eternal happiness. For eternal happiness is contingent upon giving, and the poor are everywhere in a state of abject need. Through the manifestation of God's great equity, the poor of the world will be rewarded and assisted fully, and there will be a readjustment in the economic condition of mankind, so that in the future there will not be the abnormally rich nor the abject poor. The rich will enjoy the privilege of this new economic condition as well as the poor, for owing to certain provisions and restrictions they will not be able to accumulate so much as to be burdened by its management, while the poor will be relieved from the stress of want and misery. The rich will enjoy his palace, and the poor will have his comfortable cottage.